Sebring 2013, third day. We are having a chance to look at an airplane that we've not seen in America, well, for some time. We have seen it before, but it's now back. It's the Super Petrel LS from Edra Aeronautica in Brazil. And we're going to meet some of the principals of the company, and we're going to talk about the airplane a little bit, and then we're going to go fly this thing at some point. For now, let me introduce, please, Rodrigo Skoda.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is that pretty close anyway?
Perfect.
And Vinicius
Bracali, yeah.
Okay, but we just call him Vinny because
Vinny.
that's easy on Americans, and he
No
seems to
problem.
like it. And of course, we got Brian Boucher. He is going to be one of the American representatives of the airplane, and he's right here in Florida at the Spruce Creek Airport near Daytona Beach. So welcome to all of you to Sebring.
Thank
Thank you.
Let's go back and talk a little bit about the history since we've got company reps here. Tell us, each of you, please, what your role with the company is first.
Well, I'm the president of the company and also engineer. So
Did you design the aircraft?
Yeah, I helped to design. A team is designing the airplane.
Of course.
But I am one of the head engineers, and I've been working with that for the last 20 years.
20 years you've been with the company now. Is that when it was founded?
Yeah.
So are you the founder of the company as well?
Yes, I
All
am.
right. Excellent. Top man there. Vinny, what do you do for the company?
Well, actually, I'm responsible for international sales at the company. I'm working for the company for about four years, and I try to spread our little bird around the world.
And how well have you done at that? In the 20 years that you've been around, how many Petrels of any variety are there flying?
We deliver about 300 units, and we are in 23 countries already.
23 countries with 300 aircraft flying. And are there other examples of any models in the United States flying today, beside the one that I know about?
No, this is the first LSA model in the United States.
Okay.
And
Did you have some kit plane models before?
Oh yeah, we did in the past, but we are no longer delivering kits, just LSA airplanes, and we are very happy with that.
Excellent. I had some experience with the kit models back when I was with the BRS Parachute Company, and we worked to install a parachute. I think you had a Canadian connection in those days.
Yeah, that's correct.
But now we're back to an LSA product, and you're going to be working on the whole approval process, which is a bit of a paper chase itself, but you've gotten approvals in other countries already, is that correct?
Yeah.
Because other countries do have their own status.
Yeah,
this sort of
in
thing.
Brazil we are already LSA, and in Australia as well, and also in some countries in Europe we are JAR VLA as well.
Right, in the European countries, they like that designation. So, no, Australia, of course, they were one of the first to sign on to the light sport aircraft phenomenon. But we know Brazil is too. At least I knew that it was long into the process. I didn't think it was quite done, but you're all done in Brazil now with light sport aircraft? That is, you can certify a light sport aircraft?
That's it.
Excellent.
It's already in Brazil.
Well, you'll be one of the early tests then to see how FAA deals with that fact of an airplane coming from a country that does accept it, and you have approval there. My guess is they'll still want to look at a thing or two because it's FAA and they like that, but it should make the process quite easy for you. Brian, you're looking forward to getting the airplane all finished then so you can start selling a ton of these things. huh?
Well, I don't know if we'll sell a ton, but I'm certainly going to try my best, Dan, and I'm going to help both Rodrigo and Vinny introduce the aircraft back into the USA and the Canadian market for our friends north of the border.
Excellent. Now, there's an example now. I've already seen it. I've touched it, had my hands on it. I haven't been able to get in it yet, but we'll correct that problem soon enough, I'm sure.
And we will. In fact, the aircraft now has close to 25 hours, and unfortunately the FAA would not let us fly from Spruce Creek here for the show, but the aircraft is back in Spruce Creek, and it's probably flying today to get those 40 hours so we can definitely take it to Sun and Fun this spring, Dan.
So I'll explain. Because the light sport is not all complete yet, and they can't then certify it that way or get it approved that way, it's not technically certified, you had to come in as experimental exhibition category.
Yes, that's correct.
And that means that FAA requires a certain amount of flying time on it just to prove it's going to be okay. And so that's the process you're going through.
That's correct. It's much like a home-built aircraft that we're familiar with, Phase 1 and Phase 2, and we're in that process right now. We need to fly off 40 hours before we can take it out of our 25 nautical mile range of Spruce Creek.
God, Sebring is a little beyond
Just
that,
a little
so you
bit
couldn't
too
get
far
down
for
here.
us.
But let's talk about how the airplane flies. I'm told from people that have gotten a chance to fly it, I haven't, so I'll let you know later what I think of that, but I'm told that it's a pretty sweet flying machine. What do you think?
Oh, I love
Now
it.
you're probably a little biased. Let's ask somebody somewhat less biased. What do you think?
You could ask me, Dan.
And actually, Dave has flown the Petrel, so this is new, not news to us in that sense.
Well, I did have an opportunity to fly it just before the show when we were trying to fly off some of those 40 hours. And I went flying with Rodrigo, and with a little bit of instruction on how to rotate the aircraft and how to land the aircraft. And I must say that I felt very comfortable on the first takeoff and the first landing. I felt good. You're very low to the ground, and that didn't create any problems whatsoever. And then I took off again, and the climb out was great, and everything just went smooth. I was quite happy. Now I haven't had an opportunity to put it in the water yet. But
just gonna ask.
that will happen soon, and maybe you and I will go do one of those first splashes
I hope
together.
so. That'd be great. We got a lot of water in this state, and the beauty of a seaplane is, an amphibious seaplane, you can land at any airport. We've got a lot of those in Florida and
Yes,
around
sir.
the country.
Yes,
but
sir.
we've got many more lakes. I think it's something like 50-to-1 ratio of lakes to airports around the country, and in Florida, I'll bet you it's even higher than that, even though we've got a lot of airports here. So fly around low, land almost wherever you like is about the story. I got to ask you, as the designer of the airplane, a biplane seaplane is, well, it's pretty rare if it's not the one and only. I'm not sure. What was the thinking behind a biplane seaplane?
Well, there are several advantages of being a biplane. One is the biplane, the lower wing gets very close to the water, so it's very easy to stabilize the airplane while in
Yeah,
the water.
your sponsons are,
Yeah,
they're not on a big long pole like they often are.
Yeah.
So that helps.
that helps a lot, and also the lower wing works as a deflector, a protection to spray comes into the propeller. So it's very good, and besides that, the span becomes smaller, and the airplane becomes a little more agile and versatile in the water and air, easy to hangar and so and so.
Now, can you beach the aircraft?
You mean fold the wings?
Well,
or-
no, when you
Oh,
when
yeah.
you come up to shore.
Oh yeah, we can. You can keep the landing
Put
gear
the
up.
gear, land with the gear up, then put the gear down in the water. How
Yeah.
does the gear go up and down?
It's a mechanical system. There is no electrical
Okay.
or hydraulic anything.
How physically demanding is that to do?
Oh, it's about 15 kilo.
Okay.
It's
Okay, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Less than 50 pounds then
Yeah.
of force necessary to move the gear from one position to the other.
Yeah.
Putting it down in the water, you've got to sink the tires full of air. So is it harder to put it down than to pull it up?
No, it's not. There's a
You got a mechanical advantage?
pneumatic servo that helps you to do the
Oh,
force.
okay. So it's not all arm power.
No.
Okay.
But it's completely mechanical, which is good. There's no
Electric motors.
Yeah, no
Yeah, I
problem.
like that.
with
You know,
electric
water and
thing,
electric
yeah.
motors sounds like a possibility for a problem. So
Oh, yeah.
glad you did it that way. The nose wheel also retracts, I saw.
Retracts and small doors close the compartment, so it's very well protected and clean. For
And you got a little
everyone.
compartment up there as well.
Yeah. We do.
Space inside the cockpit looks pretty roomy. It's, as I recall, 45 inches. I know you like it in metric, and we Americans like our inches, or I guess we do anyway.
How many centimeters?
He got me. It's 1 meter and 16
I already
centimeters.
checked. It's
yeah.
45 inches.
Yeah, that's it.
I did my homework on this, and I can tell you it's pretty wide. There's plenty of room in it. It's nicely done. Baggage area behind you, is it?
Yeah.
And you can do this in kilos, but how much baggage can you
It's
put back there?
50 pounds.
50 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, you translated. Very good. I'll go back. That's about 20 kilos.
I'm getting better.
We make everybody jump through these hoops. Okay, so we're teasing the audience here watching this on their computer or maybe projecting it to their TV or whatever. Let's get a couple of web addresses here, and we'll put it up on the screen. So give us the web address for Edra Aeronautica.
It's www.edraaeronautica.com.
Okay.
.br.
Oh yeah, .br.
Yeah.
Because they're a Brazilian company.
Yes.
You've been in America too long, I already forgot. And Brian, you've got a website as well? What's that?
Yes, Dan, it's FloridaLightSportAviation.com.
So you can find all you need to know on that. I've done some coverage already of the Super Petrel and the other aircraft that Brian represents. You can find that on bydanjohnson.com or bydanjohnson.com. Thanks a lot for joining us today.